Hello everybody and welcome to my very first preview of Wargame European Escalation. So I'm doing this video during the pre-order beta that takes place 10-15 days before the release date of the game. But the game shouldn't change a bit, just some minor bug corrections if there are any to be done. So what I'll propose you is to divide this video into 3 steps. First, I'll launch a multiplayer game alone, just to show you the different characteristics of the game, how it works, and then I'll explain to you the other functions of the menu options, so the armory, the deck building, and finally I'll end this video with a replay to show you what a game looks like when it's really played, and not just explained to people. So first, here we are now in the game menu of Wargame European Escalation. I just launched the game and here we are. On the right you can see the player's profile, so here it's mine, the avatar, the name, the team if you created one, all the ranked information, so your league, your rating, the league rating range, and the rankings, which aren't active in the beta for now. The level, which is your multiplayer level. I've got 615 XP, 1000 for the next level. So when I reach 1000 I'll be level 5, and each time you reach a level you unlock 6 command stars. Command stars, with a total of 540, are used to unlock units for your decks, so I'll explain that later. And finally you've got global info, total duty time, win strike, and the active decks for NATO and Pact. So as I told you, we'll start with the multiplayer. So here we are in the multiplayer lobby with instant information on the left. So online players, number of sessions, and number of players searching ranked sessions. So for now it's very limited. It's early in the morning, and added to that we are in a pre-order beta. But even before the pre-order beta, as I was a focus tester, I had the opportunity to test the game, and they gave us a beta before everyone to make sure everything worked fine. So you guys will be able to play in a couple of days, I think. And of course today's activity, which is nothing. As I told you, it's very early in the morning here in Paris. So 2 options for the multiplayer games: ranked games, which are classic. You've got 1v1 to 4v4. It's the type of the game is confrontation, you can't change it. Confrontation meaning it's Pact versus NATO, so you choose your team. Victory point, no points, it's the other points given to the player at the beginning of the game. Victory type destruction, and the points to reach, so the first team to destroy 1500 points wins the game. And then you can choose the deck you want to play with. So that's more or less it for the ranked matches. Then you've got the classic multiplayer game. Game name, of course, public, private, and then you create. So here on the left you've got the classic chat to speak with your friends. Bottom left, I didn't say that before, but in every screen, if you are in the menu, in the lobby, in the game even, you've got this Steam-like friend list. You can add friends and you can chat with friends privately, so that's quite nice. That's quite nice to have it included in the game. So chat, global chat, lobby chat on the left, profile of the player still on the right, and in the middle the lobby and the different options for the game. So of course you've got the map. Here during this beta we've got only 4 maps, but going from 1v1 to 4v4. I'll just stick with the 2v2 for now. Max number of players, of course. So this is one well, particularity of Wargame European Escalation compared to other RTS games. It's one thing that differentiates this game from others is that you can play with any number of players on any map, meaning Hell's Highway, which is a 1v1 map, can typically be played in 4v4 if you want to. And 3 Mile Island, which is a 4v4, can be played as a 1v1 map. So you've got quite good liberty here. Visibility, of course, for the game, public or private. Type, confrontation, which is NATO versus Pact, or mirror matches, NATO versus NATO, Pact versus Pact. Points, which are the points given to each team at the beginning of the game. So typically it's 1500 points for one player, so 2v2 matches 3000, sorry. Victory conditions, you've got 2, destruction and time. So destruction being a point limit to reach. Here you can set it here. The first team to reach the point limit wins. And time, of course, is well, a time countdown. Once the time has depleted, the team with the most points wins the game. And finally, you can change your deck. So on the NATO side, I've got only the start deck, but on the packed side, I've got start deck and a deck number 2, which I created, which is basically the start deck with a few unlocked units added to it. So here we go. The players in the lobby have the avatar, the name, the team, the multiplayer rank, the ranked points, so more or less an ELO system, I think, and the well, the, how do you call it? The status of the player. So I'm the host, and other players would have either a blank spot, either a ready spot to tell they are ready for the game. And then we launch. So here we are in the game. So as I told you, you still got the chat bottom left. I'll explain everything to you later, just to show you a bit what we see on the screen. So first, you've got a launch battle button here. For each game in Wargame, you've got the deployment phase. You can select units in your menu here and deploy them. You may spend all your points if you want. If you don't want to, you can keep some in reserve and deploy units later as reinforcements. In multiplayer games, so typically here, when the player feels ready, he just clicks on the launch battle button and the countdown will start. When it reaches 0, the game starts. If all players click on the button, the game launches instantly. So I won't click now because I want to explain things to you first. So visually, we've got a very, very big map. You can zoom out. Here is the satellite view, and you can zoom in very, very close. And it stays very, very good. I can even go under the woods here. And into cities, well, here are some buildings. And in a city. So it's a very, very powerful game engine with a very, very impressive zoom feature. And even zoomed in, it's very beautiful. Even if you've got duplicates, of course, it's a very, very beautiful game. So that's basically more or less for the game engine. Now, the sectors, which are one of the primary things you've got to take care of in the game. So, as you can see, the map has different sectors put on it. Each sector has 3 characteristics: 1 arrow or not, 1 name, and a number. The name is typically for cosmetics or team play. So meaning, if you are playing with 1, 2 or 3 teammates on a game, well, it helps you coordinate your attacks. Like saying, we need to take Elena, we need to wipe out Dimitri, we need to secure Boris, etc, etc. It helps for the gameplay, so it's a very, very nice feature. Second, the arrow. So as you may see, only sectors on the edge of the map have arrows. These indicate reinforcement routes. So, for example, if I control Ivan, I will be able to call in reinforcements through here. I'll show you that later. If I do not control a sector on the outside, I won't be able to call in reinforcements. So, no matter how many points I have, I won't be able to reinforce my army. Third characteristic, the number. This indicates the revenues that this sector gives you. So it goes from 1 to 3 on this map, and I know there are sectors that go up to 4 on other maps, and even 5 if I'm not mistaken. These are resources given every 4 seconds. So typically Ivan will give me 1 point every 4 seconds. So that's it for the global description. Then we are in the deployment phase. I have got on this map, depends on the maps, 2 sectors to deploy on. So of course I'll just deploy. We start with 2 things which we can sell if you want to. One, FOB, which is a forward operational base, which is basically a supply depot which resupplies in fuel and ammunition and repairs nearby units. And a command vehicle. Command vehicles are usually weak vehicles that can't really shoot, and they are used to capture the sectors. They are expensive vehicles, but very, very useful because they help you control sectors, call in reinforcements, and, well, of course, have an income. So, during this deployment phase, we of course deploy units. We've got 7 categories of units. Log for logistics, infantry, support, tanks, recon, vehicles and helicopters. Logistics, it's basically the FOB. You can build 3 more FOBs added to the one you've got here, so for a total of 4. Here, this number indicates the limit you can still have. Forward operational base are the only units in your deck that you can't build after the game starts. So if you want more, build them now, or you won't have them. Then you've got supply trucks. So these are trucks that are like FOBs but on wheels. But of course they are more expensive. See, the FOB is 100 points. I'll explain to you later the statistics. And the stats. And well, you've got supply trucks, but you've got also supply helicopters if you want to, but much more expensive. And last but not least, in the logistics section, the command vehicle. So here I've got only a jeep. It's used to control sectors, so I'll just take 2 of them to control this one. I'll take, let's say, 8 supply trucks and not, well, let's say a second FOB. So units, you can call in unit 1 by 1. I can cancel it, or by squads of 4. It boosts their morale and it's easier to control, of course. The only units that don't come by 4 are helicopters, they come by 2. So here, for example, I've only got an Me-24A. If I take 4 of them, well, actually, I'll have 2 squads of 2. So we saw logistics helicopter, we've got infantry. So infantry units come with that transport. So here you can see the rifle squad, and on the right, the armored personnel carrier stats. So for every unit type, you've got horizontally different categories of units. So for here, for example, we've got T55, T62, T64A, and when you click on it, vertically, you've got all the different types of this main unit. So for example, I have all the different variants of the T62 here. For the infantry, it's the same. You've got different units. So here we've got a rifle squad, anti-air team, another rifle squad, and an anti-tank team. And vertically here you've got the same infantry but with different transports. Support, it's anti-air, artillery, I'll make 4 of them, and you can have also mortars on the NATO side, and missile launchers, of course, like MLRSs for the US, and units like the Smurge for the Russian side, well, Pact side. Tanks, of course, main metal tanks. So here you can see I've got only one T55 and one T64, but I have unlocked all the different variants of the T62, which makes quite a lot. The basic one can field 24 units, while the most advanced one is 4. Rec for recon, you've got ground recons and helicopter recons. Vehicles, in my deck I've got all the different transports of my troops, and added to that well, that's it, all the different transports of my troops. So it can be, in this section you can have the basic armored personnel carriers. You can have infantry fighting vehicles, which are basically vehicles to support infantry with anti-tank or autocannons, so anti-tank or anti-infantry weapons. And you can also have small units like flamethrowers on the American side, if I'm not mistaken, and other small anti-tanks or ATGM units, anti-tank guided missiles, and helicopters. So now, to speak about the stats, I'll take the basic Russian main battle tank. So, you've got top left, well, you've got this unit screen, just here. Top left, the name. Top right, the flag, so to indicate the nationality, and next to it, the price of the unit, so 20 points. Under that, you've got the category of the unit, main battle tank, and then the weapons. You can have up to 3 different weapon types. So here you got only 1. If I take the big tank, you got 3. ATGM, main gun, and HMG. Here it's only a main gun. Then the different stats of the weapons. So the name, the caliber, the range, the accuracy, the AP power, so which is the armor piercing power to destroy armored vehicles like tanks. HE power, high explosive, to destroy infantry and non-armored vehicles. Rate of fire and ammunition. Under that, the specification of the unit, so the size. Here you've got normal, but you can have very small for infantry, for example. Here you go, very small. Speed, armor, so front, side, rear and top. Stabilizer, which helps shoot while on the move. So if you have no stabilizer like here, if you move, you'll be less accurate. If you've got exceptional stabilizers like the Abrams on the American side, you can move and shoot at the same time, while still remaining accurate. Then the optics, which are the stats that shows you if you can detect enemy units or not. So here it's poor, so you can't really detect them. It's of course the recon units that have the best optics, very good for this Jeep and very good for this helicopter. It can go up to exceptional. Then you've got operational range and fuel capacity. Operational range is basically the distance you can travel on road before being out of fuel. So here it's 450 kilometers. Just be aware that if you don't travel on road, if you travel on cross country or through a forest, you will use a lot more fuel, so you'll be able to go much less far away. And the fuel capacity is of course the capacity of your fuel tank. So if you're completely out of fuel, you'll need 1000 liters to refuel completely your tank. So it goes 1000 here, 1360 here, etc, etc. The last thing I want to show you is the colors on the stats. Of course, it's easy to understand. If you've got a red color, it means it's really bad. Orange color, quite bad. Yellow, it's okay. And you've got green, which means good, and blue-green, I don't know how it's called in English. Never mind. Well, you got the idea. Means it's very, very good. So for example, this tank doesn't move fast at all. 40 kilometers per hour, it's bad. This one, 50, it's a bit better. T62, 64, 65, it's really good. Well, not really, really good, but okay. If I take vehicles, for example, 60, 60, 95 kilometers per hour, this one is great. You see, it's a very, very good speed. So that's it basically for the stats. Last thing is when you recruit a unit, when you click on the image or here, you recruit the basic unit, so level 1. And you can go XP points up to level 5. As you can see, there is the cost of the unit goes from 1 to 5 to 2 times. So it's 20 points the basic unit, 40 points the upgraded one. And you can go up to 85 points for the big tank here, up to 170. So as you can see, when I hover over the experience levels, the stats of the unit do not change. Experience points change only a few things. It changes the morale of the unit, so it has a higher resistance to suppressing fire, for example. Doesn't rout as easily. It boosts the reload speed of the unit, the precision of the unit, the fire speed of the unit, and it boosts its detection capabilities also. So all this isn't reflected in the stats, but in the game you can really see a highly experienced tank is really, really better than a rookie tank. And last thing is for the infantry. Infantry come in with their transports. So the thing that changes from different units, other units, is that you've got 2 stats sheets for the infantry and for the transport, and you've got 2 prices. The global price, 15, which is the price of the infantry plus the transport, and 2 sub-prices, 10 and 5, which indicate the price of the infantry and the vehicle. Of course, it can be much more expensive. See, 25, 30, 35. Prices can vary from, well, a lot. See here, 20 points, T55 is 15 points, T64 55, the biggest T62 is 85, and 170 at grade 5, and well, I assure you, it's really not the most expensive unit in the game. So that's basically it. I'll just put a few tanks here and upgraded ones. That's basically it for the stats of the units. So let's launch the game. So, as you can see, I control one sector, Ivan. I lost Anna because I don't have command vehicles in it. If I want to control other sectors, I have to send in my command vehicles. So, I showed you, the chat, the menu. You've got the minimap here, of course, as usual, which disappears when you zoom. No, it doesn't disappear. I said nothing. You've got the minimap. You've got the timer here. You've got the points of the different teams. So the points are earned when you destroy units. Of course, I'm alone here, so I've got only one section. And all these orders you can give. So, let's start. Display zones displays the zones, of course. When you're zoomed in, you can display zones. If you unselect this one, you can still see the sectors when you zoom out. So satellite view or totally zoomed out. But if you want to zoom in and position a unit at the edge of a sector, you just click on this button and put it here. Info units, I'll just deselect this one. Info units, click on it, and when you hover over a unit, you'll see the stats. So it's very useful. And also the enemy stats when you detect the unit. You've got the track cam. If you click on a unit, you will lock on it, and your camera will follow it automatically. And you can even turn your camera around it. See, my command vehicles arrived in the sectors and are not moving, and I control the sector. To control a sector, you need one command vehicle, and the enemy mustn't have one in the sector. If he does, well, the sector becomes neutral again. Side view, you go automatically to side view. Auto zoom, it's the opposite. I click on it. If I click somewhere on the ground, I'll zoom directly on it, and then I can just unclick. And then the different orders for the units. So basically, you've got the stop order. If I tell him to move and then stop, the unit will stop. Split, I can click here on the different names and the unit will split. Of course, I can regroup them just after. Then I've got fire position, which orders a fire on an area. I've got the move fast order. So the move fast order typically orders a unit to take the road. If I order a typical move, it will go in a straight line. So for example, if I move here, it will go all the way through the forest. So it will take the risk to be stuck in the mud in the forest, or it will consume a lot more fuel. It will take a lot more time. If I tell him to move fast, he'll, on the contrary, go directly for the road and take the road to be a lot faster and consume much less fuel. So here, this road is a bit too small actually. So that's it. Last order is the you've got the attack order, of course. If you click on a sector or on a point, the unit will move to that point and attack every unit until until it arrives. And last but not least, the fire position, which I showed you with the tank, but which is typically used with the artillery. So you can fire position with artillery, and this is the typical range of the artillery. So this one can nearly shoot everywhere. It can't shoot over there. See, out of range, the green line becomes white, and the red circle is of course the dispersion zone. So the farther you shoot, the bigger the red circle, and if the zone is seen by one of your units, it's a corrected shot. See, here I shoot like this, and here it's much smaller because my command vehicle, the UAZ 469B, just on the right, can see the area I'm shooting on, so it can correct the shot. Typically, it calls the artillery, tells them to correct their shot, and it's much more precise. And then you can click and shoot. You can see the aiming and reloading, preparing to fire, and then reloading. Okay, and then stop. So that's it for the minimap, menu, orders, and the chat. Last thing is the unit description. So, for instance, when you select a unit, you've got the description. You've got the weapons, up to 3 as usual. You can select and activate and deactivate them. You've got the ammo for the weapons. You've got the name of the weapon and the caliber, and on the left the different units that compose the squad. For here I've got 4 tanks. If I click on this one, I've got only 1 helicopter, so only 1 little box. In each box you've got the experience points. So here you've got level 5. Well, depends how you count. If you start to 1, from 1 to 5, well, it's okay. You've got the name of the tank leader or the squad leader if it's infantry. The yellow bar is the experience bar. Here they are max level, so it's totally full. If I take this one, it's, well, empty, so there's no experience points. Under that you've got the HP points. So when they get shot at, they lose HPs until they are destroyed. So hit points. And then the morale, which is calm for now. And at the bottom you've got the fuel and the name of the unit. If I move my unit, they will consume fuel. And stop. And of course I've got supply trucks nearby. I'll just talk about that just in a minute. So just to show you, I'll shoot on my own tanks. Minimal range, crap. So you'll see normally my HP going down and my morale going down also. Here you go. I lose HP points and my morale is down. Actually, it's not very, can't really see it here. I'll make them shoot on these ones. So here you see the HPs are being lost, so the white squares are becoming black, and the morale is, well, going down very, very quickly because it's like, well, very, very close, very precise artillery shots. So, and now this is where I want to explain you the FOB and the supply trucks. When the tank has lost fuel, has lost ammunition, so here for example if I make him shoot, well, here you see the impact of morale. They are all panicked, so they shoot much, much slower. The point is they are losing ammunition. So when a unit is like that, you can bring it near a FOB or bring mobile supply vehicles next to it. Here I use the move fast order, so they'll take the road automatically and, well, to go as fast as possible to the area I told them to. So here they take the road. And of course go around the tank. And when they'll stop, when both units, the supply vehicle and the one that needs supply are stopped, the supply will begin. They will regain ammo, fuel, and will be repaired. So here for example you see a white, here you see repaired and fuel. Fuel is gone back up, it's getting repaired, munitions are back up. So, but the morale doesn't change. They are, yeah, supply vehicles, not nurses. And of course, well, the supply of these vehicles go down very fast. So you see, I've got 4 vehicles with 3,000 supply in it. I already used half of it. One FOB is 10,000. So in a game, if you want to supply a lot of vehicles, it can go down very, very fast. Here, for example, I just shot a few times, and well, the supply has already gone down by 500. So supplies can go down very, very fast. So that's basically it for the game controls and the objectives of the game, which is basically control the zones with your command vehicles, protect them with your own troops, destroy the enemy with your own troops, and don't forget the recons to, well, detect enemy units, of course. So that's it. Now I'll just leave this multiplayer game and come back to the main menu. Yeah, I lost. And you've got, well, details on the game, which is quite nice. So back in the main menu, so multiplayer I showed you, profile, which is quite nice. You can add or not friends to your list. You can create teams, so you can create a team. I've got well, I created one, which I'm the leader, and I was invited to another one. And you can see the members of a team. You can recruit people in your friends list, of course, so you've got to invite them before, etc, etc. And you've got achievements, which now are deactivated. You've got stats, times, records, destructions, and favorites, which are quite nice stats to see, well, what you've been destroying, for example. And of course, as usual, the profile on the right. So friends, teams, the description of your teams. Then you've got the armory. Armory is where you see all the different units in Wargame. So as you can see, there are a lot of units. Hopefully they created a system of filters, so I can deactivate the filters and, for example, select only the Russian tanks. So the grey units are the ones I don't have yet. The blue ones are the ones I have unlocked. So I've unlocked T55, T62 and all its variants, and the T64A. So when you click on units, you've got all its stats appearing on the right, just as in the game. The only difference here is that you can see the tech level of the unit, which is basically the number of command stars you need to unlock the unit. I've got 3 command stars, so I can unlock any unit from 1 to 3 command stars. The only restriction to the unlock system is that to unlock a variant of a unit, you need to unlock the basic unit first. So if I want to unlock a T62A, I need to unlock the T62 first. So here I've got 3 stars. Let's say I want a T62, I'll just click on it, click unlock. And yes, I want to accept to buy it for 3 stars. Here we go. I unlocked the T62, but I've got 0 stars left. I'll have to gain another level to unlock 6 more stars to unlock other units. Units typically go from 1 star to up to 8 for the Challenger, for example. If I take USA helicopter, Apache, 8 stars. So 8 stars I think is the maximum, but it's quite a lot actually. So that's it for the armory. You've got 2 options here. Show hide unit variants. So for example, I've got only the basic units here, T62 for example. If I want to show all the variants, I just click here. And I can activate or deactivate the units I have or not. So here it shows me only the units I have. If I click on it, it shows all the units available in, well, this filter. So that's it for the armory. Then the deck. So you've got 2 basic decks when you start the game, the start NATO deck and start pack deck, which you can't remove. And you've got then the option to create a new deck, view an existing deck, rename a deck, copy a deck. So it's quite useful. I created my own deck, which was basically a copy of the start packed deck and with added units that I unlock. So let's see how it works. Here you are in the deck area. You've got the unit names and the different categories, the tech, and the number of units you'll be able to have in game. So typically a deck has 1 restriction. You can put up to 5 units per category. So here, for example, I've got 1 command vehicle, 1 fob, and 1 resupply truck, and it makes 3 out of 5 units in the logistic area. In the tanks, I've got T55, T62, T64, 3 units. The variants of a unit do not count in the limit. So you can still have a pretty big number of units in your deck. And when you select T62 in your deck, all the variants automatically come in also. So that's basically it. And you've got, of course, you can add or remove units from your deck. If you click on a unit, you can delete it. You can see the info of unit and cycle through units, quite useful. And then you can add new units. Let's say I want to add the tank I just unlocked. Here we go, the T62. Yes, I want to add it. I click add, and here we go. I added it to my deck in the tank area, of course. And well, now I went from 3 to 4 over 5. I can put 1 more tank in my deck, and then I'll be limited. So that's basically it for the deck system. Then you can close, it saves automatically, and then you close again. So that's it for the deck part, which is basically the most important part in the menu. Options. Of course, it's a PC only game, so you've got quite a few options to play with. I'm well, at very high everywhere, so, well, not everywhere, but pretty much everywhere. And just the interesting thing is, for those who are wondering, there are a few languages available. So if you prefer Italian, Dutch, French, Spanish, Polish, Czech, etc., you can change the language of the game. I haven't tried them yet, so I don't know if they work really good. The only thing that you need to know is that I think it changes all the... I was told it changes all the texts in the game, of course, but in game the speech of the units, they always talk in their native language. So I'm in English. When I play a packed deck, if I select a Russian unit, it will speak Russian. If I select a Polish unit, it will speak Polish. Same with NATO. If I select a French unit, it will speak French, etc. So it's quite realistic. I quite like it. And last, the replay section. Well, the replay section, which I'll show you now. I'll show the second game I played, just to give you an idea of how a game really works. So here we are in the game. So I'll stick to our point of view. So it was a game between Tarask and I and the Eugen team, Furious and Mad Matt. A game on 1v1 map, I think, Hell's Highway. So I'll stick to my point of view, so actually our team's point of view, to show you guys really what we see and how we play a game from a player's point of view. I won't show you their units, I'll show you only our point of view, so that you have the best idea possible of how a game goes on. So for now we are in the deployment phase, so we are putting our units on the ground. We pulled back our FOBs behind here. Taras put his command vehicle behind. I put mine in front and recruited another one to go and capture Bravo and Charlie. Charlie because it's quite a good sector with 3 points, and Bravo because it's 2 points, quite okay, and of course there is a reinforcement route. So first we go for the sectors, so we use the move fast order, of course, and the units are on the road to be as fast as possible. So we've got this one and this one. Well, 2 roads taken by the units. Anti-air teams. So units, basically what we do is put a command vehicle in a sector, in a forest to be protected, with a recon unit to see what arrives not far away, and infantry in the forest to protect them. So this one is an anti-air, this one is a rifle squad, so usual infantry units. Here we go, captured center. Oh, detected enemy in the middle. We've got a recon here, it detected enemy units, and here we see them. We see the first ones, Gazelle, which are, well, French helicopters with ATGMs here, and some of them we don't see yet, and others we see. So here we go, we see all of them. We've got hot Gazelles and cannon Gazelles, hot being ATGMs, cannon being autocannon. That's it. Hopefully for us, we anticipated this move, and we have anti-air in our sector. And we call in reinforcements, the anti-air, so they appear here on the edge of the arrow and come in to where you told them to. So here basically the helicopters just ran into our anti-air defenses, and so they, not totally, but most of them got destroyed. Like a mosquito. Well, the only problem now for us is that we've got a lot of anti-air, not much ground troops. So that's it for the first attack. Retaliation, well, the Eugen team, well, I'll just call them NATO. No, Eugen is fine. I like saying I played against Eugen. Knows we are in sector, so they start bombing us, shelling us with artillery. Got a few explosions here. So we control our usual, well, our starting sector and Boris and center. The enemy has Chariton, Fedor and Dimitri. They control Dimitri, which is one of the most valuable sectors in terms of points. So we'll have to take it back from them, well, to avoid, to stop their cash income, their point income. Our recon detects more units. So there are 3 stages of detection. First stage, you can't see anything. Second stage, you see a unit but you don't know what it is, like here. It's unknown and you see it black, but if you know units quite well, you can, well, we typically know these are like light vehicles, infantry transports. And the third step of detection is you see the unit and you know what it is. You can see everything about it. You can click on info units and you know what you're dealing with. Here, for example, I don't know what it is, and it kills our recon. Oh, Grigory also was captured by the enemy. Reinforcements are coming in. We've got 4 anti-air here, 4 main battle tanks and 2 recons. The main battle tanks I called in here, the T-62s MV, were the best tanks available to me at that time. So it was like level 2 or 3. Maybe 3. And it is tanks that I called in to ensure the security of this sector. We sent in the command, well, Tarask sent in a command vehicle to secure the sector. This was to show you the efficiency of an ATGM. If you look at the main battle tanks, it's got Sheksna, an ATGM with 2600 meters of range, 10 accuracy and 10 of AP power. It's nearly the best you can have. So it's very, very good. And, well, as you could see, the little vehicle just appeared, the missile launched and the vehicle exploded. So very, very effective, efficient. So for now, my units are posted into the line of trees, which helps camouflage them a little. And again, artillery pounding in the sector to try to destroy our command vehicle. And I must admit, one shot got very, very lucky. Well, a bit too lucky to our taste, and nearly shot the command vehicle. And here we go. They are shooting us with artillery to stun our units, as is happening just here. And at the same time, they are attacking with their ground forces. 1 recon on the left and ground troops here. Armored personal carriers, main battle tanks, and armored recons. And here's the first real engagement on the ground. The first units to engage are Tarask's anti-air artillery, which shoot on the ground units. They shoot enough, well, bullets to stun the enemy transports. Of course, I pulled my T-62s to the front line to counter these attacks, and I've got infantry also coming in. And the tank just pulled back here on the top of the cliff. But unfortunately 2 ATGMs and bam bam, 2 tanks got destroyed. So I didn't tell you, but you've got change of heights in the game. So all these dark green lines show you that there's like a little cliff, bottom and up here, and units at the bottom can't see units on top, and vice versa. Units just here can't see units hidden just at the bottom here. That's why the tanks just move in and don't see my infantry, which will allow my infantry to shoot directly, nearly at point blank range on these tanks. And here you go, 1 tank destroyed by my units, well, RPG-7. And rocket pods coming in from the helicopters. 1 helicopter support just behind. And of course, also my tanks here who shoot on the Leopards. So entire destruction of the Usian force here on the right flank. One other attack on our left, well, they pushed in the middle, now try to push on the left with infantry fighting vehicles, rifle squads, recon units and helicopters. So hopefully we react quite quickly and pull our, well, relocate the T-62s to counter this flanking attempt. And you've got also anti-air units. Unfortunately for them, they are no match to my tanks. So we've got Panzer Grenadiers here getting killed in the open. They'll have to pull back if they want to survive. And once again helicopters that shoot their rockets. And one missile that just goes into, well, nowhere. Actually the ATGMs work, well, the unit that shoots the ATGM controls it until it arrives onto its target. So they control it. If the unit gets killed, well, the missile just flies away anywhere. And if the unit gets demoralized, for example, it's the same thing. So to shoot a target, your unit needs to stay immobile while the missile is flying, and it needs to stay alive and calm. To speak about morale. So here we stopped the main offensive in next to Elena, and here on Dimitri, well, Tarask unloads his Motostrelki units, which gain level. Well, actually the transport unloads its Motostrelki, which will go directly for the forest here to wipe out all resistance and try to take out the command vehicle that is controlling Dimitri. So here they go into the forest. One more attack here on the same flank. A little army of Leopards are preparing for the assault. And here they go. No, maybe not. No. Or just killing the Motostrelki left in the forest here. And then they'll maybe be on their way. Here they go. You can see the dead vehicles also, or destroyed vehicles. Little tank offensive here, and once again my T-62s that are prepared to stop the offensive. And of course the anti-air, with its, well, quite high rate of fire, will be able to stun enemy units. We've got also units pushing here in our center sector, trying to stop them. Hopefully our defenses were strong enough to stop them. And the command vehicle here is destroyed by Tarask's Motostrelki, destroying high valuable units and denying the control of the sector to the blue team. Here on this side the offensive continues. Yeah, they got it. They finally got it. and we called in to support our tanks, well, more tanks and supply trucks, because as you can see we've got these grey icons here showing that our tanks need repairs, they need ammunition, and they need ammunition but ATGMs. So if I select them, low ammo is written on the bottom. Here you've got critical empty, one unit panicked, and the others are okay on ammo. And more artillery hitting our position. And you'll see how the supply drops really quick. I've got 3 supply trucks here, and it'll empty in a heartbeat. They'll stop. The yellow area to show the replenishment, the area effect of the supply, and see how it goes down quickly. And you see which what units and what characteristics are reloaded. So repair, ATGM, and normal munitions. And then they'll just use the ATGMs, of course. And more Leopards coming in on the right. Oh, I might 0-5. 1 missile coming in. And 1 hit. Nice. So for now the game is going quite well for us. We've got 2,000 points to 600. The game objective is destruction. We have to obtain 3,000 points to win the game. We control 4 sectors, a total of 10 points every 4 seconds, and the opposing team has only 6 points every 4 seconds. New offensive of the Asian team here, but I move my T-62s forward to counter them. I move them to the forest to have a good firing position, good protection. And artillery has been put into Fedor's forest here. This is very well dangerous for us, because artillery at such a short range can be very precise, and being precise, it hits us quite often and make our units, even our best units like these ones, which are level 3 each and well 2, they can rout quite quickly. So gazelles on the left, one of them on the right also, and artillery coming in. Taras calling in artillery. Wow, that was anti-air infantry with rockets shooting down the helicopter. And artillery still shooting. So Taras has called in his own artillery and will counter, well, counter barrage, if I can say that. The only problem here is that we don't have a line of sight on the area, so we can't do a corrected shot, as I explained to you earlier. So he will try to destroy them, but it will be a very bad shot. And so what we'll have to do is to call in a recon not far from the area to try to correct the artillery shot. A couple of Leopards coming back in, and once again totally destroyed. The city is getting destroyed also. Oh, track transactional hit. So, in terms of points, 800 to 2,200, so 800 points to go for the packed team to win this game. And once again, the anti-air infantry trying to stop the helicopters. 3 missiles going, 2 missed and 1 hit but didn't destroy the helicopter. We need 1 more salvo. And 1 hit, 1 helicopter down. And the other one retreating, apparently. And once again, heavy artillery fire on Tarasque's position. On my side it's okay. I am sending my recon to this line of trees here, to this tree line, just at the edge of the cliff to try to detect the enemy artillery. And hopefully I detect it. So now Tarasque artillery will be much more precise when it will shoot at this artillery. Another push on the right side. We've got Leopards once again, Flak Panzers, Gazelles, supply trucks coming in on the right. So for now you're telling yourself Leopards are really not strong, but they are not expensive also. And don't worry, these were typically the start decks of each team, so later on you'll be able to unlock much more heavy tanks that can sustain much more hits, like the Abrams, the Challenger, etc. And here we go with the artillery fire on the Furious' artillery, which is much more precise now thanks to the recon on the left. In 1 or 2 salvos we'll be hitting every shot on the artillery. On the right, still pushing Tarasque infantry trying to hold while my T-62s arrive on the flank. And here, that's it, the units are stunned. 4 of them are, well, 3 of them are panicked and 1 of them is destroyed. All are panicked. It's okay, this artillery isn't a threat anymore, because artillery that is panicked doesn't shoot well and has such a big area of effect it can't really shoot anything. Unless you're really lucky, of course. 1 other level gained and the game is won. We destroyed 3,000 points, so 3,028 to 1,080. Quite a big victory here for one of our first games. So that's it. We've got a little overall of the game after the replay. And that's it. So that's it for this first preview of Wargame European Escalation. My next videos will be more about, well, we'll focus on different replays, commenting replays, and I'll probably do videos about what units are good for deck building, basic decks, what units are efficient, which ones are harder to use, etc, etc. If I have ideas, I'll just do them. You can give them to me if you want to also. Just leave comments on videos you would like me to do. So I hope you liked this video. I hope I gave you the envy to buy and to get to, especially to play Wargame European Escalation. It is really a good game. I love it, and so I hope you love. I hope you like this video, and see you next time. Thanks for watching.